Aloha and welcome back. You ever meet someone and they just totally change your life? Well, because me and my dad met our next guest. Looks like the family will start saving for a trip to Hawaii. I am Grayson Knight, and this is Baseball Podcast Are Fun. Today's guest is one of the partiest of party animals, the sister team to the Savannah Bananas. If you've watched any Banana Ball games on ESPN Plus or in person, you may have noticed a colorful Hawaiian chilling center field. Whether he's resting his legs on a lounge chair, making circus catches in the outfield, or just getting pizza delivered in. Breland Almadova is just fun to watch, and today he's here to bring some 808 Island spirit to the show. Aloha, Breland. How are you?
Top notch with the hat and my eye black, my signature eye black, and that cool Aloha shirt, man. It's awesome.
I'm so excited to have you on the show. We've seen you play twice in person at Grayson Stadium. You were nice enough to let me fly balls with you for an hour. But I gotta know, are you a little nervous to be on the show today?
Kind of. I'm not a fan of always hearing my voice through a microphone or something. So it is what it is, but I'm getting used to it. I used to be really bad as I do speeches back in middle school and high school. I was really nervous, and man, I would stutter all the time. But you know what? One thing is, I had no idea that was you out in center field shagging with us. I had no idea. I was just like, oh, it's got to be someone's brother. I literally had no idea, and you were just shagging everything.
So
I just let you go. Like, I was gonna call you off a couple times, and you caught it. Go ahead, man.
So we want to know your origin story. How did you get started in baseball?
Oh, 4 or 5, I want to say. You know, our dads put sign us up for T-ball, and it kind of goes from there. So I was raised playing football, basketball, and baseball, and to be honest, baseball was probably my third sport as far as going from favorite to least favorite. Where I'd had basketball, no, probably had football, basketball, and baseball first as far as the lineup, and then I continued all that through high school, and then basically just a quick summary is that I got an offer for a baseball scholarship and not a football scholarship, and so I just took baseball and kept on going from that, and now I'll be 32 next month, and so that's about 28 years of baseball I got under my belt, plus and hundreds of years of coaching.
When we were hanging out in the plaza after the game, we were talking about the Little League Hawaiian team that was about to play for the World Series title. Congrats on them, by the way. Did you get to play on Little League World Series when you were growing up?
No, I was pretty jealous because as I got older, I played against a bunch of those guys that played on the Little League teams and actually won the 2005 team. My junior year, I actually played with elite and a couple other guys. I played against a couple other guys too, but I never had a chance to, and I was just always extremely jealous because that was the coolest thing to see friends and just guys from Hawaii play on TV.
What about Cooperstown? There was a team from Hawaii there when I played this summer. Did you ever get to go?
I did. So I went to Cooperstown probably when I was 12, and we had a really good team. I remember flying in the night before because of some flight delays and whatnot, and I got in. I was supposed to get in 3 days before the tournament started, and I actually, just due to some flight stuff, me and my parents didn't get in until the night before, crashed in the bunks, and then literally had to roll out of bed and play. But that was a great experience. And I think we were like 2 wins away from getting to the championship, and we just, fell short. But we had a really good team, man.
Did you go to Dreams Park or AllStar Village?
Is that in Cooperstown?
Yeah, both are in Cooperstown.
Yeah. Man, I have no idea. That would be like 20 years ago. Yeah, my memory is slowly fading, unfortunately, but I did not, but I do remember going to the Hall of Fame. So like that was a cool part about it.
So talk to me a little about any differences there might be between the way baseball is played in Hawaii and how it's played on the mainland, if there are any.
If you want to compare more Little League stuff, I want to say it's pretty similar. I do, however, kind of feel like Hawaii's kids mature a little faster, and that's why I think the Hawaii Little League team was very dominant in this past Little League World Series. I think they outscored their opponent 65-5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I just feel once we get to high school and college, it's like that growth from early just stops, and that's where like the mainland kids just take off, and like they just have a later growth spurt, and just their potential really starts to increase later in their early life. So like that's probably the only difference. I think it's just the aging and the maturity. And then when we get to like college ball, I say we're just both really competitive. So there's not too much difference. I would just say it's more of I don't know how to describe it. It's just being from Hawaii and playing in Hawaii. There's just a different culture to the game. And then you transfer to the mainland, it's, something else. You can't really compare it because they're just two of their own things. So I think the coolest part is just having your family always supporting you at almost every single game. Like there's grandmas, grandpas, great grandpas that come out to the games. And I think that's the coolest part about Hawaii is just the whole family and Ohana vibe, which obviously Ohana means family from is that from Lilo and Stitch? Yeah. I think so. I think they're just saying Ohana means family, but that's from Lilo and Stitch. But I think everyone's favorite movie now is Moana. But anyway, yeah, I think just the biggest thing is just having that family culture ingrained in our lives, and it shows out when you come and play baseball, like out in Hawaii, just to support.
Real quick, because of our conversation in August, now my folks are thinking about taking me and my sister to Hawaii next year. We need to get all the insights later if you can share some secrets.
Oh man. That I don't know, man. There's a lot of secret stuff for all the locals, and so in Hawaii, when you are a foreigner coming in, we call you haole. Just so you know. So it's not a derogatory term, but it's just another term for haole. And a lot of the locals, they just don't like the haoles coming over, So I don't know if I could tell you, because then I might get beaten up. But just don't tell anyone if I tell you secret stuff. But I can give you a couple pointers and a couple cool places to go that a lot of
only 4 people that are watching this will know.
No, well, there you go. But yeah, dude, I could definitely tell you some great places to go. There's a lot of good food places. And I can tell you a couple of secret beaches where you could definitely watch some really cool surfing out there. So, but if I'm home at the same time, you gotta let me know. So if I'm home, I can go and show you guys around, or we can meet up for dinner or something.
Okay. Is it? So I guess it's not a great tourist place.
Okay, so I'm on Oahu, and that is more like the Los Angeles of Hawaii. If you go to Maui, Big Island, Kauai, Lanai, or Maui, I think I said that already. Those are more like the really chill, kind of like mom and pop country feel, just like one road in and one road out. And that's like the really cool kind of, at least for me, in my eyes, growing up on Oahu, that's the big difference with those other islands. It's just very laid back and very chill and less traffic.
So okay, what type of player were you when you were my age, and how did you feel as you were headed towards high school baseball?
I think I was just typically growing up, I was a do everything kind of guy. Like I caught as a lefty, I played short as a lefty, played the outfield. But my dad coached me all the way up to high school. So I was like the everything guy growing up, and I did whatever I could. And then I transitioned to basically in high school just being an outfield pitcher. And I was always a speedster. I never really hit home runs. But somehow in my senior year of high school, I think I tied the state record for home runs, which is only 9. Like nowadays high school players are hitting like 20 plus, but we only played, I think, like 16 or 18 games. So I guess you could say I was a power hitter, these big guns over here. But after that, getting into college ball and pro ball kind of humbled me, and I figure out my game, and it was speed, get on base, and try to hit the gas for doubles. And that's kind of what I've been now.
So playing in Hawaii, was it hard to get like scouts to look at you for organizations? Because are there any minor league teams in Hawaii?
No, there's no minor league teams. The last time we actually had pro teams down there, I want to say it was like early 2000s, where we actually had a winter ball league out there. And so like Ichiro would come down. I think Yonder Alonso, Jimmy Rollins might have came down, but it was actually a really good league. But guys would use it more as like a vacation. And I went to like 1 or 2 games back when I was a kid. But other than that, right now there's 0 pro teams. And then with scouts, I think now that baseball is bigger, because back when I was playing as a kid, football has always been Hawaii's biggest sport. So getting scouts for baseball, it took a while, but ever since probably around when I was in high school, maybe a couple of years before, we've had some pretty big talent come out of there. And we've had a ton of major league, like Hawaiian major leaguers. But it comes like once every few years, or a couple guys. Like it's not a big baseball state like Florida, California, and Texas. But I want to say we really got put on the map when like Colin Wong got drafted and he's in the big leagues. Who else? I think Keone Durain, he's a bench coach with the Royals on the big league team. Kai Correa, he's a bench coach on the Giants. And then Isaiah Kiner Falefa, he's a shortstop for the Yankees. So I mean, like we are really, like Hawaiian guys are getting out there, and it's really cool to see more and more Hawaii guys like represent us throughout the world.
So my question originally was it hard to get scouts to look at you? Because there's not a lot of like people there that there's no teams, there's nothing there in Hawaii.
For the most part, yes, just because like scouts didn't want to have to travel all the way to Hawaii, and then our talent base was so small. When I was in high school, I actually had some letters coming in from major league teams. So as far as seeing my draftability, so I mean there were scouts, and scouts were I think now scouts are easily able to find you just through the internet and social media. back then it was a little harder, but you could still be recognized, but you had to be like top in the state. So compared to when I played to now, back then it was definitely harder. Now it's like they will find you anywhere. So it's just all relative with the time change and all the technology that's happened. But back when I played, it was for sure harder.
Mhm. And then you got drafted by the D-backs, is that right? Can you tell us how that went?
So I went 3 years to the University of Hawaii. 2010, 11, 12, won the WAC championship in 2010, won the WAC regular season championship in 2011. We lost in the tournament. So the weird thing is you can win regular season WAC championship when I was at Hawaii, but lose the WAC tournament, and you can't go to the NCAA like tournament. So like we could never get into a regional unless we won as far as like the WAC tournament. Then junior year, I have no idea what happened. But anyways, I got drafted. I remember it was the third day, 37th round, 1,143rd pick. And it was the first year that they did the slots, like the slot draft where they put a cap in the first 10 rounds and then they lowered it from 50 to 40 rounds. So I thought I was going to be drafted within the first two days. So about rounds 5 to 15. Unfortunately, it didn't, work out. But anyways, got drafted literally 2 days after the draft. I was in Arizona, had a mini camp there for 1 week, and then got sent to my short season rookie ball, which was, man, that was such a cool time. We played in Missoula, Montana, which is the Pioneer League. Still is the Pioneer League, but it isn't affiliated now with Major League Baseball as far as affiliate teams. But I believe that the Missoula team was just in the championship series and lost in the Pioneer League. But I thought being drafted is so cool because I still look back on it and it's like my name will always be in the draft history class of all draft classes, and that's always something that I'm proud of. Like no matter what happens or happened throughout my career, I can always say like I was drafted. So that's one of the coolest things throughout my life so far.
I have something to show you.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
My new baseball team is the TG Diamondbacks.
That is awesome, man. Man, those jerseys are more cool than the big league jerseys. You guys have to help them out with their swag on the big league side.
These jerseys are really cool, to be honest.
That is awesome, man. What's your number?
Number 9, as always.
All right. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool. My number, so I've had a couple numbers. It was 18 in high school. Then it became 21 in college. And those are like my 2 favorite numbers. And then with the Bananas and Party Animals, it's been 20.
Okay. And what was it in professional? The D-backs.
Professional. Oh man, like my first year, I can almost tell you my rookie year was 18. My low A year was 25. I had a horrible year, so I'll never pick 25 again. My third year was 3, and I was on 2 teams. I was in low A and high, so I went from 3. I got promoted to high, then I went to 5. And then the following year, my 4th full season with the D-backs was, I think 21. And then went to St. Paul Saints, I think was 18 again. 21 with Sussex County Miners and 18 again. I mean, dude, I've been every number, but I always fall between 18 and 21. It's going to be like one of those. And then Bananas came, and I don't even think I picked my number, and somehow I ended up with 20, which is totally fine because I've been like rocking it, and that's kind of what everyone knows me as. But for next season, I'm changing. Should I tell you my number now, or should I just wait until
is it between 18 and 21?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Here.
Please don't be 25.
Here's a hint. It is the number. What how do I phrase this question? What number state is Hawaii as far as yeah.
As
What,
far as
when it became a state?
it's either 49 or 50, right?
It's one of those. You
Oh,
better figure that one out.
I think it's 50.
There you go.
Yeah. Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
It's Hawaii?
Yeah. So I'm gonna represent my my culture and my state.
Nice.
So there you go.
So keeping it up with the D-backs, you were lucky enough and you were there long enough to earn a minor league gold glove for your work in center field in 2014. Don't be shy. I want to know because that's awesome.
Oh man, that was 2014. We'll go backwards a little bit. So I found out I won it because I didn't even know there was a award or like a such thing.
You didn't know you got nominated?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know I won it. The only thing I knew is that there are big league gold glove awards, right? So I was in Vegas right around this time, I think, after the 2014 season. And I get a call from our player development director, Mike Bell, and who actually passed a year ago, I think, unfortunately due to cancer. But he was an awesome man. But he ends up calling me, and he basically says, "Hey, man, you ended up winning the minor league gold glove for all the minor leagues." And I was like, "What is that?" Because I was like, "What is that? What I win?" He's like, "No, like you know how the big leagues have a gold glove, so the minor leagues have one, but it's only 9 of them for all of minor leagues." And I was stoked. I told my dad, and he was so excited. I was like that I felt was my ticket to getting promoted for the next year to AA. You know, so winning that, probably my number one award in all of baseball, just because I've never really been a super strong offensive guy in baseball, but I always prided myself on my defense because in my eyes, in any sport, defense will win championships. They'll win games. They'll win everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to say that I was the best, and I believe I still am the best outfielder during that year, I should say center fielder, you know, is a really proud moment, and it goes to show like a lot of the hard work and learning I've had in the D-backs and a lot of the failures, because the previous year I made a ton of errors, didn't have a good year, so I trained hard in that off season, learned a lot through my coaches during spring training, and kind of just crushed it during that year. So it really meant a lot to win a gold glove, and I you know, I just really just appreciate everyone that has helped me, you know, throughout their career. So I'm going to try and bring it up to one of the games and play with it next year. So we'll see.
So moving on from the Diamondbacks, Breland, we want to know how you found yourself on your way to the Bananas and the Party Animals. So how was that travel?
Let's see. I was sitting around the house last off season without a team. I was just in the free agent market. Had a pretty bouncy year in 21 and ended up winning a Atlantic League championship with the Lexington Legends. So that was super cool. But I was a free agent all of that off season. And a couple of friends said that they played banana ball and stuff, like Chris Quitzer said that they're having like a banana tour or something. And I was like, I don't know like what's going on, but I looked at the dates or they told me the dates, like it would be like March and April. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. Because hopefully I'll have a team by February, but independent ball doesn't start till May. So I could use banana ball or just that like banana season thing as a spring training for me, as like a warm up to get ready for the season. So I found out they had tryouts on their website, and I was thinking like, oh man, if there's online tryouts, like a registration, that means there's going to be like 500 guys at this tryout. So I luckily, looking back on it, I luckily signed up in time because I show up to the tryout. I fly all the way from Hawaii. I actually have to fly to Arizona, where I always leave my car because I have a car up in the mainland. And then I had to drive my car from Scottsdale all the way to Savannah. But I make it a road trip. So it took me like a week and a half. And so I get to Savannah, show up to the tryout. I'm wearing I'm a little hesitant to show like what I'm wearing, because in that tryout like registration form it says where something wacky. It's a flamingo, and a little hesitant to show it. So I put a hoodie on, and it's just like the bottom of it. And I get there, and there's only like 60, 80 guys there. I'm like, wow, like this is going to be really cool, because there's just a little bit of guys. Everyone is dressed up. I had no idea like who anyone was. I just knew 2 people, I think 3 people. And funny thing is, I thought Burns was actually one of the players trying out, because like he had glasses on, so his face was covered. So his face looked young. He had this wacky hair. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this guy's not going to make the team. Ends up Jesse co-announces him as a banana. I'm like, oh gosh. And kind of embarrassing, but I had no idea who the heck Eric Burns was when he was announced. And then I look him up, and he was part of like the A's team when they had the 20-game win streak. And you know, he's actually a big legend throughout baseball and throughout the baseball MLB network. But anyways, the tryout went amazing. Had a blast with the guys. Had no idea what to expect, but literally everything that you do there, they just want you to stand out. Like there's no judgment. And that's the cool part. Like do whatever you can to stand out. And that's kind of what I did. I did my best. I used my athleticism and some personality. I kind of came out of the box a little bit. And that day, I think it's an hour, I think we waited for them to make the team, or not make the teams, but call the 40 guys that made the team. And my name was picked. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't get announced on it, but people that are tuning into this, make sure you tune into Banana Land, all 5 episodes on ESPN Plus, because it shows you like the whole journey of what we did during this past Banana Land tour. But anyways, that's kind of how I got started. I took a whim, went to the tryout about almost 10, maybe like 6,000 miles away across the world, made it, and I've been stuck ever since. I've been slipping on bananas, man.
So speaking of the Banana Bowl, the Banana Land series on ESPN Plus, at the conclusion of that series, Owner Jesse Gold hints that the Bananas will be playing at Fenway Park in the future. The whole world will find out on October 4th, where next season's games will be played. But without spoiling anything, do you have a personal favorite ballpark you'd like to play in?
Ooh, big league ballpark. I actually would love to play at the Red Sox. Just growing up, I've always been a big Red Sox fan. So playing at Fenway would be probably number one. And Yankee Stadium, like the old Yankee Stadium, if that was still around, that would be number
I think
two.
it tore down maybe. But
No, yeah, that but that would be number two, the old one.
If I were on the Bananas, I think my pick would be Field of Dreams. I know it's not big league, but I think that'd be
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That would be really cool, and everyone's coming out of the cornfields.
Yeah, like
or maybe just the party animals, because only party animals come out from the outfield.
Yeah, Bananas can run out, do their thing, but party animals, they go for the corn.
And then here, how about this? What would be and I know you probably haven't gone international, but what country would you want to play in?
So I have been to Canada once, and that was so I could go to the Rogers Center. And my dad had never been to the Rogers Center. The Rogers Center really is good. I don't know, maybe Australia would be cool.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I think Germany would be cool. Like, have you been following the WBC? I'd play at any of those like stadiums that they're doing all the qualifiers at.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you know what? I would want to play in like Tokyo.
Ooh, with the dome.
Yeah.
Really
Tokyo
cool.
Dome, and then all the fans going nuts.
Also, United Kingdom, where the Red Sox and Yankees play every few years.
That's right. That is right. That would be really cool.
The Queen, rest in peace, saw one of the games.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it would definitely be Red Sox, Fenway, maybe Cubs, but I would love to see the Bananas going international, and I think Japan and Tokyo would be cool.
So you've been living in Savannah this off season, right? Are you like a full-time Banana employee now?
No, just part-time. So the merch, I work with the merchandise team, packing orders, moving merchandise and inventory from container to as far as storage container, I move them around. But no, I'm only part-time. But the cool part is one of the girls that worked there, I posted it on my Instagram story how they made like a get to know your merchandise team. So everyone has a little picture, and then has like 3 or 4 different like interesting traits about them or something like that. So my face is up on the part-time merchandise wall.
Cool.
But yeah, I just do it part-time. Just because off season I'm usually traveling a lot, and then I'm currently running my smoothie business. So that's another thing
the real Smoothie King.
Yes. So you got that right. I've been slacking a little bit, so when I travel, it's hard to make my smoothies, but yeah, so like I try to work as much as I can as far as knowing what's going on with my smoothie business, which is started by me, but I also partnered with another juicery out in Pittsburgh. So that's kind of where it's at, and I got some really great partners that help run it, so I don't have to be there.
Now it's really time to party. We are going to the funnest part of the podcast, the rapid fire questions. You can add as much result info as you want. You ready?
I'm ready. No, this is gonna be like banana ball. Quick pitches.
Oh yeah, with Biko.
Yeah.
This is a big one, and I don't know if you I don't know what you're gonna say about this, but does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
I 100% agree with you. Pineapple is awesome. My friend's allergic to pineapple, so he will never taste the best pizza ever.
No, not ever. I mean, you got to get the best of both worlds, sweet and salty. I mean, it's a perfect mix. I wait, quick one. I'm sorry. I need to teach you how to cut that pineapple if you don't know how to cut it.
I don't.
All right.
Mm.
I'll have to make a video and send it to you.
Okay, do it. Because we don't know what to do with this pineapple. We bought it just for this video.
All right, I got you guys.
We just buy it on pizza. So your Instagram handle, The Real Smoothie King, how did you come up with that? What is like your business of smoothies?
I came up with that because I started the smoothies just because I really got into my health and wanted to play longer and look younger, and feel better as I get older. So I researched some healthy stuff, and there's no easier, quicker way than making a smoothie. I mean, you get tons of fruits and vegetables in one drink, and I found a way to mix both and make it taste really good. And every person that I've given my smoothies to, they say it is the best that they've had. So I proclaim myself as the real Smoothie King, because everyone was like, I usually go to Smoothie King or Jamba Juice or one of the other franchise smoothie places, and I'm like, well, now you get it from the real Smoothie King. So that's
Smoothie King. You're not the real Smoothie King. I'm the real Smoothie King.
That's right. That is exactly right. So I'm trying to take them down.
Bananas or Party Animals? This is a tough one.
Party Animals, just because the personality of me fits a little better. But being a banana in the Kansas City games,
we saw you on TV.
I will have no problem going back to the Bananas anytime, because that is like the homegrown baseball team right there.
What's your go-to baseball movie?
Oh man, first one that comes to mind is Rookie of the Year, the one where Rowan Gardner breaks his collarbone or something. Yeah, that's the first one that comes to mind.
So I have a kind of funny story. I don't know if you heard this interview, but we were interviewing Savvy Lavi one time, and he said for his favorite movie was The Rookie, and he was talking about, oh yeah, a kid breaking his arm or whatever, and we were like, what? Because like The Rookie is like a Disney movie with like an old guy, the Rookie of the Year.
So you probably thought it was with Kevin Costner, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's another good one. So like that one would probably be in my top 5. Field of Dreams. What's another one? I watched so many I can't remember. Major League is definitely in my top 5, so that's 4, and then Sandlot. There you go. Those are classics. Those are my probably top 5 movies.
Moneyball. What about Moneyball? Eric Burns.
Nah, Moneyball is top 10, but it doesn't cut it for top 5 for me.
So you have 4 names, is that right? And what are they, and what do the 2 in the middle mean?
So my full name is Breland. My 2 middle names is England, like the country.
Okay.
And then the next part is Hawaiian. So it's Kamali'i Ho'olua.
Okay.
And that means playful child, which perfectly suits me. And then Almadova is the last name. So Breland, my parents named me after Mark Breland, an Olympic boxer. Look him up. I think he's an Olympic world champion for his weight class. Yeah. It would have been cool if I was a boxer. I would love it. But my career probably would have been shortened a little bit. England, no idea really how or why my parents put it in there, but it's in there.
Okay, that's
And
perfect.
yeah, so I guess they were going for just longest name in general, and that. And then the Hawaiian Kamali Holua, basically because almost every Hawaiian kid has a Hawaiian middle name, and for somehow they came up with the perfect name, meaning playful child, and that's kind of who I've been throughout my whole life. I've always
Kamili Olula, right? Is that how you say it?
so Kama,
Kama,
Li'i,
Li'i,
Ho'o,
Ho'o,
Lua,
Lula.
Lua, Lua.
Lua, okay.
There you go.
Kama, I'i,
Kama Li'i,
Kama,
like
Li'i, Kama, I'i, O'o,
Lua.
Ulua. Kama,
There you
I'i,
go.
O'o, Lua.
You're
Okay.
almost a native Hawaiian right there.
Breland England, Kami, Li'i, O'o, Almadova.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. And then yeah, it's Puerto Rican, so I just have a mix of almost every nationality in that name.
This is a tough one. Hawaii or Savannah?
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Just because like the culture and stuff.
The food, the culture, the beaches, the weather, the
You got it
hikes.
all. You have it all.
Basically, like if you could move Hawaii here, it'd be perfect. But
Especially
I mean,
with baseball.
but the fact that I want to move here to Savannah and get a house, like it just goes to show like how much I've enjoyed it here and the people. Now it's just a matter of somehow bringing Hawaii food and that island lifestyle to Savannah, and it'll be perfect.
Who was your baseball hero? And did you ever get to meet them?
Shoot, baseball hero? I don't know if I've had a baseball hero. I think my baseball hero would, like, if I was 8, my baseball hero would have been me at 25. Like, looking in the future, me at 25 in the big league. So that's who I've always chased growing up. Was my 5-year Breland, my 10-year Breland, 15-year Breland, and so forth. So that's who my hero has always been, is me in the future. And then once I accomplish that, what's me in the next 5 years? As far as like favorite players growing up, it was Griffey, Nomar, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and Derek Jeter. Those were my like favorite players growing up. And so I used them as learning points throughout my like career. I tried to emulate everything they did so I could create a better me every single year.
And lastly, what is your favorite baseball memory as a player or a fan?
Favorite baseball memory? I think my very first championship with the Diamondbacks in my very first year of pro ball.
Nice.
Yeah, I think for some reason I keep thinking I wasn't 21, but I was 21. So me popping some bottles of champagne was actually okay. And so like me and my teammates, you know, we had our fun on the bus, and that was really cool because that group of guys, probably the closest group of guys I've ever actually played with. Like that felt like a family. So that first year, winning a championship in pro ball is the absolute coolest thing throughout my baseball career, as far as like an accomplishment. Second would be having this big opportunity of playing with the Bananas and Party Animals. Having this opportunity and doing something so magnificent and helping Jesse accomplish his dream is like one of the coolest things, because if I don't play here, I don't get to meet you. I don't get to meet Jesse. I don't get to meet any of these guys. So the fact that life throws you mysterious things bad things and good things, and you still end up somewhere where it's amazing. I mean, that's the coolest part of life.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Are you retired from pro ball, or are you still like a free agent?
Technically, I'm a free agent. I will never announce retirement. I don't even think if I'm 50. Like, if I could be the Bill Lee at 75 and have a job chugging a beer in the stands and then going to pitch for a banana ball team, that would be a dream come true. But I have never announced retirement because you never know where baseball is going to take you, or life in general. Like, I really want to travel a lot as far as international and continue to play baseball. So as long as I stay healthy, I believe I could play till I'm 50. Like, I believe I could outlast Tom Brady at 45 and play a professional sport. So that's probably my biggest goal in life, is to stay as young as possible, stay as healthy as possible, and keep running circles around all the younger guys. Like, that is my dream and my goal in life, is to play a kid's game and never stop.
Mm-hmm. Breland Almadova, mahalo. You absolutely delivered today. Thank you so much. Anything else we need to cover?
When are you coming out again? Obviously the schedule is not announced until like 2 more weeks, but is you and the family planning to come see some party animal games?
Well, I don't know what the schedule is, but
you got spring break.
Spring break is through April, and how long is spring break?
Unless you're playing.
A week, maybe.
But you might be playing, right?
Yeah, that's true. I might be playing.
Not spring break.
No, not spring break.
If they invite us, we'll be there.
Yeah, if you invite us, we'll be here.
All right, for sure. That sounds good, man. But thank you, man. You're looking good with that face, with the eye black and everything, man. You're gonna do great things. And I enjoyed this podcast with you.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you. If you want more information about Breland, you need to follow him at @thereal_Smoothie King on Instagram. Of course, you can see all the fun YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram clips of the bananas and party animals on the internet. But for ticket information, visit thesavannahbananas.com for tickets or to get on the waiting list. And you can help my show by subscribing to Baseball Podcasts Are Fun on YouTube and Spotify, and following @Baseball Podcasts Are Fun on Instagram. Join me next week for an all-new cool guest. Until then, I am Grayson Knight. That was Breland, England, Lua Almadova, and this was Baseball Podcasts Are Fun. Don't forget to swing for the fences. Aloha!